place we love, which is that lake. Not frozen yet, I don't imagine. No, it hasn't been as cold as you normally see this time of the year. Finally getting a little snow, and that'll help the snow or the ski resort folks and bring some tourism up to New Hampshire. But I want to say thanks to Ann for joining with me on this bus tour. We have over here the great, the inimitable former governor of New Hampshire, John Sununu. Please welcome.
Thank you, Governor. As you know, I am absolutely committed to the Romney candidacy, but I want to remind you all of Rule 19 and the rules of the New Hampshire primary, that if you're in the Tilton diner when a candidate shows up, you must vote for him on January 10th, and you have to take 2 friends with you. So, it's an inviolable rule, and if you break it, we watch. But thank you very much for being a part of the process. You know, one of the things that makes New Hampshire great is that people like you participate. You don't just sit home and watch television. You let the candidates make their presentations to you. You listen to them. You pay attention, and you make up your mind. I can tell you it is a very important election. We need you to make sure that you cast a vote for Mitt Romney in the primary here, because our primary does make the decisions. It's not very popular in other states when I say it, but I remind you, Iowa picks corn, New Hampshire picks presidents. Thank you very much.
I do not necessarily subscribe to all the comments.
You dumped me under the bus, all right?
Thank you to Dan St. Hilaire, who's also here, Executive Council member who's back here. Thank you for your service. Number of members of the House of Representatives here, and appreciate your help. I think you know why I'm running for president. I'm really concerned about our country. I love our country, and I love the people of America. And I'm concerned that what we've seen in the last 3 years in the White House is people who don't understand how America works. And they may have tried to make things better, but they made things worse. They made this downturn, this recession, last longer than it needed to. I don't know when it's going to be over, but it's gone on for 3 years. And the president said, when he was just a new president, he was on the Today Show, he said, if I can't turn the economy around in 3 years, I'll be looking at a one-term proposition. We're here to collect. And I want to get America stronger, and there are a number of ways one does that, but one of the measures of whether our country is stronger is whether we have an economy that's creating good jobs with rising incomes. And my campaign is about helping middle-income Americans, middle-class Americans. I know we have the very poor, and we have a safety net for the very poor, and if there are holes in it, we need to always be ready to repair those holes. I know we have some that are very wealthy. They're doing very well. But the great majority of our people are having a tough time right now. The great middle class of America. And they're having a tough time in part because of the policies of this president. This morning I woke up to a bit of a surprise. Someone had written an op-ed in the Des Moines Register attacking me and blaming me for the economy. And I thought, now who would have the chutzpah? There you go. Well, the delusion to imagine that I was responsible for the decline of this economy over the last 3 years, and it was none other than Vice President Joe Biden. Another gaffe, exactly right. And you wonder, in some respects, what fantasy land he lives in. He needs to get out and meet with people. He seems to think that he and the president have made things better. They haven't made things better.
No way.
Has Obamacare made it more likely for businesses to hire people?
No.
Has Dodd-Frank made it more likely for small banks to be able to offer loans to people?
No.
Has the stacking of the National Labor Relations Board, which told Boeing they can't build a factory in a right-to-work state, does that make it more likely for businesses to hire people? No. List after list. I can go on for quite a while. The president's policies have made it less likely for entrepreneurs to start a business and for bigger businesses to expand in America. This president and his policies have made it harder on the American people and on the middle class. And I don't think they get it. I don't think they understand from fantasy land what's happening in real America. They need to get out. to diners like this and meet with people, talk to small business people. I meet with business people, small and large, almost every day. And they talk about how the policies of this administration had made it harder for them to expand, made it more difficult for them to decide to hire people. We have to have someone in Washington who finally understands what it takes to get America working, and I'm that guy, and I want your help to get there. Thanks so much. We have a couple of members of the press back here, and as you may have noticed, and I'm going to let them ask a question or two, and then let you get back to breakfast. This is a great place, Common Man Diner. I didn't realize that Common Man had become the owner of this diner. How long has that been since? 30 years. That's something. And you have 18 locations in the country. That's really something. All right, we'll turn to the media here.
There are still a lot of negative ads on TV from those supporting some candidates or the other. Do you hope these negative ads come down over the Christmas weekend?
I hope all ads come down for the Christmas weekend. It's probably a time when people would rather watch some football and watch some old movies. I don't have any particular comment about advertising. I must admit this is a time for campaigns to make their case. I think you're going to see each of the candidates. I understand that the other candidates are out with messages, family messages. I know we are, and anticipate those are the kinds of things people want to see, particularly in the closing days up prior to the first caucus in the nation in Iowa and the first primary in the nation here in New Hampshire. But what all of the groups do, I'm not going to get too worried about. That's just the nature of the political process.
There's an op-ed in the New York Times today basically accusing you of playing really fast and loose with President Obama's words, talking about the apology tour, and then specifically your comments from the speech in Bedford the other night when you said that the president called for equal outcomes. Like specifically, you said he wanted equal outcomes in society. Can you do something to back that up? Can you give us something to address this idea that you're playing fast and loose with the president's words?
I think people in this country understand exactly where the president's coming from, and his comments to Joe the plumber. I'm going to, let's spread it around a bit. Suggest that this is a person, like many in his party, who believe that the right course for America is for government to take from some to give to others. That's the orientation of a lot of liberals. And that policy hasn't worked in America, hasn't worked anywhere in the world for that matter. And with regards to his apology tour, my goodness, I don't think I'm the first to point out that this is a president who went around the world in his first global trip and accused America of having dictated to other nations, said we've been divisive. This is a president who, I think it was the London Times said, was the most critical of America of any president while on foreign soil. I think you'll find as you speak to various audiences that which receives perhaps the greatest response is a commitment not to apologize for the greatest nation in the history of the earth like this president has done during his first 3 years. Thank you.